All right, guys, hope all is well. I'm just going to do a video about what I'm looking for next week. Hmm, Excuse me. Um, what I'm looking for next week. Looks like kind of a good week for me. Obviously, the most important thing is just sit and wait. So let's see. So dollar, honestly, I'm not actually really looking at dollar pairs. I mean, I'm looking at a couple cryptos. But I'm not really looking at dollar at the moment. For me, it's just kind of like annoying. We're kind of just stuck like liquidating and things. So it's not really too much happening. So for me, I'm going to be looking at pound CAD. Pound CAD is looking pretty good for me. Daily, you can see we're just continuing with this bullish momentum. Price came down and we did come into a weekly imbalance. We just swept this low and we just came in and tagged this weekly imbalance on a 3 day. 3 day, you can see again, basically all the same thing. We came down, we swept this low. We literally just missed this old high. But to be honest, I remember when I used to first start trading, I used to be like, oh yeah, like that didn't like test exactly or um kind of look too much into it. And then I'd always be waiting for it to test when it just wouldn't. So like high time frame trumps lower time frame. Daily, we did take out this low and we have actually started pushing and breaking higher. So on the daily, I'm looking for, well, to be honest with you, I'm looking for bullish movements anyway. You can see this is our equilibrium coming down. We even hit our pocket fib as well. So just nice continuations higher. First of all, my first target is going to be this daily imbalance. I do want to see if we can get some sort of move in there. And then I will want to just be targeting a lot more high. There is a lot of liquidity still resting all in these highs. So I do want to see what happens with this. But for the time being, I'm not really gonna like run it or sweat it. I mean, I'm gonna have two trades. So even if one hits, I might leave like half a position open to kind of just let this run. But for the time being, I am just going to have my targets here because I don't want to be greedy, just get in, get out. So we came down. Let's go in and have a look at this accumulation. Actually, really, really, really nice. We came down. We had the supply here. Price started, came down. We started taking our lows. You can see we have our low taken, low taken, low taken. We had our Asia, tried to push up, boom, we failed. London, we came down, we swept Asia, price came up, generating liquidity in the form of highs here. We then just left this imbalance. You can see this tested this, which is really nice. So now what I do want to see is price keep this liquidity going into next week. We kind of just trickle down and then we have this move, we have that bullish move. I don't know what news we're looking at for next week. I'm gonna have to see and put it on my charts. But I do think we could just kind of have quite a nice run now, and start taking out in here. I mean, like even just like coming into this pocket area for me is going to be looking quite nice. So could even potentially have another target up here. Let's see. So pound card, that's what I'm looking at. I am going to take entries off the hourly open imbalance, which you can see is here, or just the close of it anyway. I know we do have a bit lower targets that I'm looking for, but I am going to have half a position here and then just digging into this 15-minute, which is this gray area. I have my stop loss here. If we do then fail it and we come lower and we dig a bit deeper and it takes me out, then I'm just going to be in a position at the open of that 15-minute. So I don't mind taking trades like these if it means I have like a better risk to reward. I mean, this trade is kind of a good risk to reward anyway, if I'm going to be honest with you, but goes from like what is like a 1 to 3 all the way down. Well, so I'm losing 3R on this trade. And I mean, if I take this trade and I lose 0.5%, but then I gain this one back, I'm still going to be up 5.5R. So I don't mind risking that bit more, and kind of stack up my orders and trades and things and then do it like that because I feel like when you've got, because this is quite like a big zone. I mean, how many pips is this? So this is almost like a 40 pip zone, 40 ticks, 40 pips, whatever you want to call it. So it kind of really does allow price to kind of just accumulate within kind of this whole area, and then actually push up. I mean, I hope that we just kind of get like a nice move like that. That's obviously every trader's dream. May not happen. But that's pound CAD. That's what I'm looking at. I'm just looking for nice continuation longs into our daily inefficiency up here. But also bearing in mind we can just continue this bearish momentum because we did sweep liquidity here, which for me is nice to see. So Euro AUD, Euro AUD, we literally mooned and we raided everything. So down movements is on the table, but for me, I'm just kind of looking at intraday moves. So last week I did catch a buy off of this accumulation. In around here we had, if you watch my previous video, I do go over it. I'm not going to go over it too much. Basically, we had raid, price came up, Asia high, we raided, we came down London, we broke Asia from London. So we broke out clean, nice. I do have targets higher up. All overall, we are on the 4 hourly breaking structures lower, and on the daily, we are obviously we're still bullish in all fairness, but I do want to see, and I do think that we could maybe take out this low, or maybe just dig a little bit deeper, even maybe into this old high. That could maybe be something. Let's have a look. If we pull this. Okay, yeah, so the high is basically kind of at the equilibrium of this whole move. I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use this because just on the daily, I'm just gonna use the whole candle because this is just manipulation. So it's in around our 50%, which is good. So could actually see moves back down into 6,400 maybe. But for the here and now though, 4 hour, we got this liquidity. We do have this imbalance here. Again, you can see as price broke down on the 4 hour, we did have this supply zone. Price didn't just meet it, but we did just take this high here. And then we died off, break a structure. Looking for that pullback for retracement. Let's go here, simple fib. So you can see our pocket level is in around that zone and our lower target is coming into here. So shorts, I'm looking for Euro AUD, but this means that AUD USD could pull down to go because they correlate negatively. So I am still going to go off the play with my accumulation. I do want to see if price is going to fill a lot of this. So I am going to have a position at the open. I am risking 0.5% here. I was going to have just my first target. My first target's here. And I might try and get in on another smaller position. As price is kind of pushing through, but you can see we have a nice supply zone here, which could get tested. But for order for that to get tested, I just want this to get tested. That's all I need. So I'm looking for price to come up here, and I think we could probably we go with the use of fib from a low. You can see 50% anywhere in our pocket area. That's nice. So I am really just looking for simple, basic moves like so. That's what I'm going to be looking for going into the week. Kind of similar setup to pound CAD, which is nice to see these same things repeating over and over again. Next pair is Ethereum. Now, I do like trading Ethereum, and I feel sometimes there are some quite good setups on here. I don't know if any of you guys have ever traded them. I feel like nowadays I actually don't really trade as much currencies. I do trade currencies, but I look at more other things to trade. Just because I feel like currencies sometimes are a bit boring, and when you're looking at like these other pairs, you're looking at them like individually and not having to worry about what the dollar's doing or anything like that. So okay, Ethereum. what we're looking at daily, really quick, we basically just died and we came and tested an old high on the weekly. So we tested an old high on the weekly, and you can see we are kind of pushing back up. Now I'm looking for 3,000 to get met again. What I do want to see is I do want to see if price is going to come up here. If we are going to come down and then take out this low, that's fine. But for the time being, I do want to see that weekly imbalance getting closed. Or I'm just need something in and around there. Let me take this off. Okay, cool. So Ethereum, we Asia died on Sunday, on Monday, literally opened and we died. And then this rest of the week has just been consolidation and kind of slowly refilling. We did Monday to Friday. You can literally see we started here and we ended here. What's our weekly saying? Okay, so our weekly is slightly off. But you can see we pretty much we opened Monday here and we basically closed Friday here. Oh no, we closed Thursday evening, Friday early morning, sorry. So now I do want to see if price can push back up. What I am seeing over the weekend is some liquidity being built up, which is nice to see. Through here, hopefully going into today, Saturday, Sunday, we come into Monday, and then we sweep all of this liquidity and then we start pushing higher. That's I'm just looking for buys this week. That's what my model. I'm pretty sure most of these are buys. Shorts into long. There is a slight 15-minute supply zone here. Demand zone, sorry. Supply demand, still the same thing. Do have a slight move here, and we could just raid this and dig into this Asia session slightly a little bit. But if not, to come I am looking to come off this New York. You can see we had that old high here. We came up, raided London high. So again, all of those is really nice to see. So again, I am just waiting for short moves back down. Wait for short moves back down and then just continue long. Again, final target might swing this until my next payout at the end of August, no, 22nd, I think, or 7th of August. So just hold this for at least a week and see what damage we can do with it. I know this is only, I mean, like five R, it's still good, but for a swing, I mean, yeah, it's okay. I've also like, this is usually like my higher time frame. So usually like what I'm doing when I'm trading at the moment is like I will get, let's say if I get in on a one lot size here, let's just say a one standard lot size, and that's my overall trade. When I then come down and look, if I can find a lower time frame entry, I'll probably use, well, I won't probably use, I will use a larger lot size because my risk reward is going to be better. So I'm gonna, because, so there's so many different ways of trading, and obviously like I'm incorporating swing trading with day trading, so it's fine and completely acceptable to just have one like overall trade like this, which is completely fine. But for me, if I'm going to swing this, I want to be able to gain something slightly more out of it because there's a lot of like waiting around in swing trading. So that's when I'll go from swing trading, then break it down into day trading, see if I can find a nice entry on the 1 or 5 minute, and then my lot sizes that I'm going to be able to use are going to be far more greater than my original ones. So even though this is 5 hour, could maybe turn into like a 10 hour or 15 hour, which is really, really nice. Bitcoin again, same buy model. Price died. Uh, Still haven't taken out our 73K, which I definitely think we can do. Would not even be surprised if price wanted to come down and actually start pushing up. That would be really nice to see. So for the here and now, though, you can see imbalance daily. Want to see this get filled on the daily. What can we do? Break it down, break it down, break it down. Okay. Do have this imbalance on the 4 hour and on the 1 hourly as well. We do also have a really, really nice 1 hourly zone in here. And this 1 hourly zone breaks down to a 30-minute zone in here. And that 30-minute zone also lines up really, really nicely with that 4 hour imbalance and this daily imbalance. So for me, that's really nice. We've had a full breaker structure. This is our discount. This is our premium. Prices in premium at the moment. I want to see if we can get into discounted prices. What I am not going to be surprised is if price comes down and we just raid this and we just fill some of this imbalance. That very much could be a thing, which is why my stop loss is a little bit lower. Could maybe do another entry like this. There'd be no reason why we couldn't, to be fair. That could be quite nice, take it off this imbalance. Because when I do use my fib does line up with this pocket zone down here. So maybe we could, that could be a nice play as well. So that's Bitcoin. My target in this is 65. I do think it can go higher. But just because of charges, it's just I don't like to have charges on my trade, so I'd rather just day trade it. And when we're up here, I'm sure there's going to be more opportunities to get in on. NAS, we have daily died, looking for a pullback back up into this zone. Massive imbalance on the 12 hour, massive imbalance on the 4 hour. So I want to see if prices are just going to dig somewhere up in here. So far, I did get some nice little buys in this run going into Friday. We broke. Oh, we broke looking for a pullback into some sort of imbalance. If not, we could maybe just fill this zone. If I'm going to be really honest with you, I'm not looking too much at NAS. I'm really kind of just looking at the other three. I will just take a position on here because this does look quite nice on the 30-minute. We flipped, came down, looking for the slight imbalance to be filled in here. We had this breaker block here, which I didn't map out. This breaker block here, which you can see price did then actually test. So what I would like to see is price just give us, like I've drawn on here, if we are gonna come into Monday and then Tuesday, kind of get that run, that'd be nice to see. If price is gonna start coming back down into these zones and going higher, honestly, I'm really not gonna be looking too much. But this is just like a nice little setup that I saw for the beginning of the week. Just come up, take out that Asian high and can not fill all of it, but if I'm ever trading into an imbalance, I'm just trading to the open of it because all you need is just like that little wick and then it's done. So potential really nice setup on here. Again, just looking for price to come down and come into here. So that is it. If you guys got any questions about anything, please let me know. Feel free to fire away and I will help everyone as much as I can. All right, guys. Bye-bye.